boy and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlotta if you're new here, and in this video we are talking about die cutting using only a rock and metal dies. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you would know that I am pregnant. Currently I'm 28 weeks pregnant and I am creating this scrapbook for our baby girl. I started this quite a while ago and I am filling it up with scanned pictures, die cuts and memories of first kicks and whatnot. Here's another scan. And to print these images that I have in here, I'm using Poooliprinter. I did a review on this printer as well, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it below. And now, let's head straight into the die cutting. I'm cutting out letters for one of the pages in the book and I'm using metal dies, putting the sharp side towards the paper and taping it on with painter's tape so that the paper does not rip. Many of you have asked if you need a special type of paper, and no you don't. I would say don't use too thin paper, so the thinnest would be 100 GSM, but you can use a little bit thicker as well if you want. Just have to press a bit harder, and they are easier to take out than super thin paper, because you have to push them out of the dies afterwards, and that's something you have to do even if you're using a machine. So here I'm taking out the letters out of the metal dies, and you can use a toothpick for this. So you can press it from the back side. I'll show you a bit better from a different angle with the other letters that I'm pushing out the letters through these small holes on the back of the dies with a toothpick. And then I'm just using a glue stick to glue them on inside the book. Björn's your uncle. Now here from a different angle I am adding more letters to the paper, taping it on with painter's tape and again rubbing it out with a perfectly normal rock that I just found outside. You can use any type of rocks from outside as long as it doesn't have any sharp edges. This is quite a round one. And then you rub until you can see the dies coming through the paper. I muted this one because it's so loud. And then you gently remove the tape. The letters might come out, that's totally fine. And then you take your toothpick and start poking out those little details out of the metal dies. I'm gonna use those hearts as well that were inside the letters. So with the toothpick I am poking them out from the back side of the metal die and gently pulling out the letters. And as said, if your paper is too thin, it might be difficult to take it out, so use around 120 GSM papers to cut these ones. Just normal copy paper basically. I did manage to cut out thicker paper as well, but it gets trickier with the smaller details if the paper is too thick or too thin. Now some of you guys mentioned that you've been using rolling pins. I tried that as well, but I didn't think that it worked quite as well as with a rock, especially if you're using dies with very small details like the ones you can see in the book. The mandala has a lot of tiny details and it didn't work at all with a rolling pin. So I would definitely recommend using any type of a rock and just rubbing over all the metal cuts and dies. And again, I am gluing these inside the book. And that is how easy it is to cut out metal dies without a machine. I'm also working on a different page here in my book. This one is with pictures that I printed with a Poooliprinter that I showed you in the beginning, and now I'm using a circle die. This one is very straightforward to cut out because it doesn't have any details at all. And just on with the painter's tape again and rubbing all over it to get the circle shape out, and then I'm gluing it inside the book, adding it to one of the photos. So again, turning it to the back side, I'm rubbing it a little bit with my finger so I can see where the cut goes. And then I'm gonna rub that with a rock. So the side with the tape is the front page, and the rocks sometimes leave marks on the paper, so always rub from the back side of your die, of your paper, so that you don't get any marks on the side that you want to show. Now it's cut through, and then I remove the tape gently so it doesn't drip, and this is why I'm using painter's tape, because that doesn't stick to the paper as strongly as just sellotape or other type of tapes. And push it out, and there is the circle. Super easy. Of course, if you're doing a lot of die cutting and you are using bigger ones and it takes a lot of time, then of course you can invest in a machine. But for me, just for the scrapbooking and crafting, I think it's fine to just use a rock. They're quite expensive, so this works just fine. So, 28 weeks pregnant bump updates. Here is how big she is growing, and she's getting bigger every single day, as you can see. And we got the cot ready and everything ready, so yes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. Let me know how you get on with your die cutting in the comment sections below, and if you're pregnant, let me know how you're getting on with that as well in the comment sections below. Okay, ha det bra! Bye! For the rest of this video, I am just doing a little bit more details inside the book. I'm adding stamps, and also at the end of this video I will be printing the pictures with the little Poooliprinter. So if you want to see how that works, keep watching. If not, I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope that you are subscribed. If you're not, do hit subscribe and join me. And oh my goodness me, how bright this video is here at the end. I think the sun started shining and I'm sitting here by my desk by the video. If you are a content creator, you know how challenging it might be sometimes to get the perfect light. And here, I must say, I did not really figure that out. I didn't see it until afterwards. But hey. Ooh, I'm blinded by the light. It's just the back side of the book getting taped in.